What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood DoolieRay, and this is the 7th War of Alliance War Season 4. Once again, my alliance, the Skrull Empire, we are facing off against Kenob, the Jedi Knights. If you'll remember, we actually faced them 2 wars ago, so we had a break between, and now we are rematching them, and actually, this is a bit of an issue here. They've been hit by the docking that happened to a lot of the top alliances that were piloting, or had somebody piloting in their alliance or something. They were docked, and so they have a lower rating than us, so if we lose this, we actually lose quite a bit of rating, and it's possible that we could be bumped out of Tier 1, which would be the end of any chance we have at making the Master Bracket, most likely. So, this war is a must-win. Last time we fought against them, we actually took the war really easy, but this time we want to win, so we're going at it hard. I'm taking in my, I'm taking in a new team, Sparky, Void, and I'm bringing Hyperion in place of Nebula, hoping to do a bit more damage. So, we'll see how this goes. It's path 6, so same path as before. I have some new placements on these nodes, and I'm really not entirely sure who to expect. I can't remember who I fought. It was just 2 war videos ago that I fought these guys, but they placed a couple of different champions on these nodes, so I'm going to go ahead and boost myself up with a 15% health and a 20% health and attack, because the plan here is to not die. I'm going to throw a 10% attack boost onto myself as well, which is basically the equivalent of putting a 30% boost on myself entirely. It's an Awakened 6-star champion, so I'm going through my head, who could it possibly be? I'm looking for some boosts in the store because I'm still out of invulnerability boosts. I'm out of those boosts. It's an Awakened 6-star, so it could be Cable. It could possibly be a Domino. I suppose that could happen. I'm trying to decide who to take in here, and I'm just going to take in Spidey for the class advantage and hope for the best. And it's Beast. Phew. Okay, that's relief. And I think my goal here, I don't have many potions saved up at all, if any. I might have 2 in storage, and man, I'm starting to let him build up Fury, so I'm going to parry him there and just quickly get those off of him. I'm learning better tricks for this node to try and keep those Furies off of these champions, because, man, do they hit hard. They hit really, really hard. So I'll throw a special 1, and I'm going to back off and try and bait a special 1 out of him if I can, although I do have to make sure that I don't get hit, because look at those Furies stacking up. He's at 4 now. Oh, I take a blocked hit. Put myself at 93% health. Is not ideal. Of course, you always want to end the fight with as much health as possible, but 93% is nothing to cry about. So Beast was a pretty easy matchup there. Next up, I've got a 6-star Unawakened champion on this Stun Immune Bane node. I'm thinking it's pretty likely it's going to be a Yondu, and I'm not the best at fighting Yondu, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to be taking in Void on this node, and hopefully getting some degen down. I'm going to throw an advanced power boost on myself, just so I can get a quick special 1 off, and hopefully get the degen going even quicker. Turns out it is Yondu. I was correct in my assumption there. So this fight is going to be interesting for me. I go ahead and toss that special 1, and we get to it. Oh, wait a minute. I get an intercept there after being intercepted myself. I just left my guard open a bit too much and didn't react properly. So that was my fault there. That was me playing poorly. But anyways, I get a good Bane transfer there. I'm going to throw another special 1. That's going to make sure he's not healing up anything at all. I do get a bleed debuff placed on me. But the degen is starting to really tick away on him. So he throws a special 1 as I have the Bane on myself. I get it off onto him, and it looks like I'm going to end the fight with about 60% health. Not ideal. Not ideal, especially with how much health Void has. You really don't want to be taking too much damage, or you will be spending a lot of potions. And this node up here is node 24. It's a rank 5 champion, so all I have to do is look at the profile. I do have to spend units. Oh, do I? Duh. I'm getting a little cheap here, just because my unit stash is not all there. And, yeah, that's battle chips going towards units, going towards potions. Look at the profile. There's a 565 Hyperion. I know who I'm fighting on this node now, and I don't have invulnerability boost on myself, so I'm going to have to play this pretty careful. I'm going to throw a special 3 defense boost on myself just as, like, a final resort. Hopefully I don't actually need it. And we're going to get into this fight here. So, I mean, this isn't so bad. And you'll see what happens. I do still have the advanced power boost on myself, so I do have a special 1 to just throw on him right away. I'm really hoping for a Petrify to lower his power gain, but Does not seem to be happening. Thankfully, he throws a special 2 for me, and I've just got to play a little carefully with how I control his power. Got another debuff up. It's not a Petrify, though. I'm still looking for that Petrify. Petrify, not a Petrify. Dang it. Okay. The RNG is just not happening today. Oh, and somebody asked me what RNG was. RNG is a acronym for Random Number Generator, which is how a lot of the numbers in this game work. It just means that the numbers are randomly generated. Great explanation. Pretty much it just means everything's a bit random, and you don't really have too much control over it. So I don't have control over what debuffs Void is going to place onto the opponent. Anyways, I've got Fear of the Void up, and this fight is just about won. He's not going to gain any power from his power gain, and this is a buffet node, so if I can manage to get a dexterity off, his health is just going to degen away, and that was 11,000 points worth of damage there. If I can get a second Petrify up, I'll be doing even more damage. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this fight. I'm just below 80% health. Get a nice intercept there. As you can see, I'm definitely getting a bit more confident in myself. And one more dexterity does 28,000 damage. Whew! And that is a win right there. I think that's the end of Void for this Alliance War, so moving on, I have a rematch on node 30 here. Last time I faced this Thor Ragnarok, I was using minimal boosts, and it was really my first time taking him on this node, so I got some good experience, and now I get a second chance to redeem myself. So let's see if I can manage to not die this time around. If you didn't see the last video, I did play against this guy, and I did take a death. So I still don't have invulnerability or anything, and it is an all-or-nothing node. Plagued Mind, Strike Back, I gotta keep all that in mind. But I'm gonna try and focus up and build up poise charges. Got 2, take a heavy attack, grit my teeth, mentally stabilize myself. What else do I do? Cry a little bit, because I'm stuck in a corner. There's not a whole lot I can do. Can I try and get a heavy attack out of him so I can attack into him? He throws it right there, boom, and that is my in. My power has been drained, and I can attack into him. Thankfully, there's no limber on this node, so I do have unlimited parries, as many as I'd like. I've still got my heavy attack power drain in storage in case I need that, because I'm about to get another 5 hits and push him over his special thing, but I do manage to time my special attack pretty perfectly there, and he throws a special 2, which works quite well for me. My power is now drained again, and he is at 33% health. This is going much better, much, much better, if I do say so myself, which I do. Anyways, got him going into the next combo. I throw another special 1, and boom, fight is over. I redeemed myself. Ooh, feels good. Feels really good, you know? That's just like a personal victory for me, and I actually really enjoy this fight. Thor Ragnarok's not somebody you would typically think of as an amazing defender, but on a few specific nodes he can actually be a bit of a problem, and that is one of those nodes there, so I do feel pretty happy about how things ended up going there. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next day, when I will be taking on a duped 5-star tech champion. Scouter Lens tells me that this is going to be a rank 5 champion, so looking at this guy's profile, I know I'm going to be fighting against a Stark Spidey. So I'm going to boost myself back up, put a 15%er there, put a 20%er up there, and throw some attack onto myself as well, because I will be using Hyperion for a couple of fights, and actually I'm going to use him for this fight here. He's a pretty good matchup for Stark Spidey. Being a Cosmic Champion, he's just got that immediate advantage, and he shuts down the Stark Tech AI, so that's pretty helpful. And this should be a pretty straightforward fight, and this is my first time using Hyperion in Alliance War in a long time. He's been sitting on my Alliance War defense for pretty much this entire season, and after my rough performances with Nebula, I asked if I could take Hyperion in, and a few people rightfully pointed out that I was doing a pretty poor job of using Nebula. So you guys are right. I could have done better with Nebula, and I'm not saying that she's a bad champion by any means. If you use her in the right way, she can be an amazing asset. But I was just becoming frustrated with the way I was playing her. I wasn't playing her in the right way. I was having a hard time. So I decided I'd bring in Hyperion. I feel a lot more comfortable with him, and I just have a more fun time playing with him. So this is a power shield node, so I'm not doing any damage on my basic attacks, but my special attacks do damage. And with Hyperion, I'm throwing a lot of special attacks. So I think he's actually pretty good for this node, depending on who's placed here. The incinerate damage does extra because of how powerful your special attacks are. So I'm gonna let this Spidey slowly melt away into the flaming abyss of nothingness. And up next, I have an awakened 6-star champion, Science. I'm a little bit worried that this could be a Void, although I don't think it's super likely. And even if it is Void, I think I'll be able to handle myself pretty okay. I'm taking in Hyperion because it is a poison node. Turns out it's actually Luke Cage, so that is a relief for me. I just have to be able to do enough damage to take him down, and that should not be too much of a problem for me. And I don't know, being able to not focus on the shock charges. I know you shouldn't focus on the shock charges with Nebula. It's just because she has it, I use it, and it just makes everything a little more difficult. So I throw a heavy attack there. I'm building up my Furies, gonna dodge a special one, and throw a special one of my own to get some Incinerate debuffs onto him, melt his health away. I feel a lot more comfortable with Hyperion. So I'm sorry if any of you really love Nebula. I had a lot of fun playing with her, but Hyperion is just, he's my guy. He's my go-to guy. So, wailing into this Luke Cage here, I'm doing plenty of damage. We're not even a minute into the fight, and he is nearly down. Got an armor break up onto him there. He's going to get another indestructible. I think as far as 6-stars go, getting a duped 6-star Luke Cage, he'd be pretty awesome. Pretty cool. He'd be pretty neat, wouldn't he? Yes, he would. Anyways, this is about the end of the fight here. Throw one more special one, get some more Incinerates. I guess we're not getting super lucky with that, but I end the fight with like 80% health, and I'm grinning ear to ear. It feels so good to use Hyperion in an Alliance War. At some point, I don't know when I decided he wasn't going to be that great of an option, but maybe it was against Mystic Champions. He just didn't seem to be that good. He wasn't so bad, though. I enjoyed using him. Once the node up here is cleared, I'm actually going to be taking this mini-boss as well. Going to be taking the Mordo mini-boss while I'm all boosted up. And since I don't have any potions, I'm taking Stark Spidey in as is. Whew, going in with 70% health. I'm risking it for the biscuit. If I was smart, I would have put potions onto myself, but pff, I'd never say I'm smart. I would never tell you that. I don't want to lie. Anyways, I'm going to try and get this power gain off of him. He actually gets a parry in on me there. It's kind of frustrating. That was not intended on my part, or his, I think. He seemed pretty surprised by it as well. My heavy attack misses there, my heavy attack misses there, and he's to a special 3 because I left my guard down, and I'm starting to, you know, sweat just slightly, ever so slightly. He's got 90% health still, and I am about to go down to 29%. Whoa, yikes. I'm sweating because this war is close. I haven't been saying it throughout this video, but this is a war against Kenobi, and they are a very solid alliance. They kicked our butts last time because we weren't trying, but we're trying this time, and it is a close war. I can't die on this node. This node is supposed to be easy. So as you can see, thankfully, I pull myself back together. I get things back in order. He's trapped up against the wall, so I'm going to throw a heavy attack, power drain him, dodge a special 1, and one more combo should do the trick. There we go. Alright, 25% health. Was a little bit risky on my part. I probably should have played it safer, but I had faith in my abilities, and it paid off in the end. It was, you know, it was risky, as always. I don't get any main boss action here. Medusa is not my strong suit. If I was going to take in Stark Spidey or something, I guess it would be possible, but just not a good time, you know? Anyways, that's the end of the war for me here. My alliance, we ended up losing. It came down to just a couple of deaths. It was a really close war, but unfortunately we could not take down Kenobi, and well, they took the win. So yeah, I think I actually ended up getting an MVP in this war. I wasn't like #1 MVP, but I got like a #2 or something, so that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I feel like this war was a personal victory for myself. I didn't die at all, I believe, and I only used like 2 potions the whole time, so as far as wars have gone this season, I think this was possibly the cheapest war I've had, and it was against Kenobi, a really solid alliance, so pretty happy about that, and I hope this helped you guys out. Till I see you next, though, hang in there, may the RNG be with you, and peace out.